Just weeks ago, the biggest star in music said something that left fans in total shock. It's not a joke or a random post. This came straight from Drake himself. What he said about the music world has everyone talking. Behind the scenes, something really big is going on, and it might change everything. Over the years, we've seen artists speak out against their labels, expose unfair contracts, and challenge streaming platforms. But rarely does someone with Drake's level of fame and influence go public with raw criticism. In a series of explosive comments, both subtle and direct, Drake has made it clear that something is seriously broken behind the scenes, and Universal Music Group is right in the middle of it. Fans and insiders are still processing the fallout. But what exactly did Drake say? And why is UMG one of the biggest power players in music suddenly scrambling? To understand the weight of this moment, we must backtrack a little and examine the simmering tensions that led to this very public eruption. The build-up to Drake's outburst. For months, people noticed Drake seemed frustrated with how the music industry treats its biggest stars. He dropped cryptic lyrics, shared shady posts, and dodged interview questions. But behind the scenes, the tension was real. In November 2024, Drake quietly filed a legal complaint accusing Universal Music Group and Spotify of inflating Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us with bots and pay-for-play tricks to bury his own music. He also filed a defamation case in Texas, saying the song falsely called him a pedophile, which put him in danger. Then, on a live stream, Drake called out UMG's leaders directly, saying they care only about money and drain artists before discarding them. UMG fired back, saying his lawsuit was just a desperate move after losing a rap battle. But Drake didn't back down. In April 2025, a judge ordered that discovery move forward, meaning private contracts and emails could soon come out. His livestream made it clear he thinks major labels exploit artists and manipulate streams. He didn't name UMG directly, but everyone knew who he meant. What started as whispers had now turned into a public war, and the livestream was just the beginning. Calling out the streaming smoke and mirrors. One of the most eye-opening parts of Drake's rant focused on streaming platforms. According to him, the numbers aren't as organic as we're led to believe. Half these billions of streams are bought, bartered, or boosted, he said, adding, it's all a game of optics. He didn't stop there. Drake claimed that certain labels, such as UMG, heavily implied that they work behind the scenes to inflate numbers or give certain artists algorithmic priority in exchange for more control or cheaper contract terms. This isn't the first time we've heard whispers of stream manipulation, but hearing it from someone like Drake, that's a whole different level. It shook the fan base. If even Drake feels like he's being manipulated or sidelined, what does that mean for smaller artists who don't have his leverage? Ownership is a lie. Is Drake's hard truth. Drake dropped another bomb when he called out the myth of artist ownership. He said, "Ownership is a lie in this game. You think you own your masters until you read the fine print." This echoed fights by Taylor Swift and Kanye West over their music rights. His lawsuit shows it's not just talk. Drake's deal with UMG, signed in 2009 and renewed in 2022, ends in 2025. He claims UMG tried to weaken his position before renegotiation by pushing Kendrick's Not Like Us so hard that it hurt Drake's brand value. He pointed out how labels work. You can give them platinum records and years of hits and they still act like you owe them. His lawsuit says UMG executives get bonuses for boosting certain artists even if it hurts others, keeping the power imbalance alive. Interestingly, reports say Drake does own his masters after his massive $400 million deal in 2022. But the fight isn't just about owning your songs. Labels add hidden strings control clauses, profit cuts, and complex rights that limit artists even if they technically own their music. Adding fuel to the fire, Drake's team accused UMG of purposely devaluing his music before contract talks. UMG hit back, calling his claims offensive and branding him a hypocrite because he also uses strong lyrics against rivals. Label loyalty or silent chains? Drake's relationship with UMG has always looked solid on the surface. Massive promotional budgets, global rollout strategies, and chart-topping success all pointed to a happy partnership. But based on his latest comments, it now seems like that loyalty might have been one-sided. He suggested that many major labels, including UMG, sign artists young, love-bomb them with resources, and then slowly tighten the grip over time. "It's not a partnership, it's a leash," Drake said. He described how new artists often don't understand what they're signing until it's too late, and even when they blow up, the system is rigged to keep them dependent. Fans are now revisiting old interviews and lyrics, wondering how much of Drake's past work hinted at this deeper resentment, UMG's response or lack thereof. So far, Universal Music Group has stayed silent. No official statement, no press release, no social media reply. And that silence speaks volumes. Industry insiders suggest UMG is in damage control mode. There's talk of emergency meetings, spin strategies, and private conversations with Drake's team. But for the public, the lack of a direct response only fuels the fire. Fans are demanding answers. How does one of the world's biggest artists feel so boxed in by the label that helped build his empire? Even artists under the same label umbrella are starting to speak out. Some have backed Drake publicly, while others have quietly reshared his live stream clips or cryptic tweets. Fans are divided and getting louder. As expected, the internet is in chaos. Some fans are applauding Drake for finally saying what so many artists are too scared to admit. They see him as a whistleblower, exposing the ugly truth behind the glamour of the music business. Others are more skeptical. They point out that Drake is a millionaire many times over, with his own label imprint, luxury homes, and endless brand deals. They ask, if Drake's trapped, what hope does a new indie artist have? Some wonder whether this is all part of a rollout or publicity stunt, though that theory loses weight when you realize there's no album announcement in sight. What's clear is that Drake's words have touched a nerve. Whether you believe he's a victim of the system or just frustrated by his current deal, his message is sparking real conversations. Industry shakeup? Incoming? What happens next could reshape the future of the music industry. If more artists start backing Drake's claims and pushing for transparency, we could see a domino effect. Already, smaller artists are using the moment to highlight their own struggles, unpaid royalties, shady contract clauses, and disappearing revenue. This could pressure labels like UMG to adopt new standards for contracts, royalties, and artist control. Or it could lead to more artists ditching the major label route altogether in favor of independence. Whatever happens, this isn't just a celebrity rant, it's a rallying cry. Whether you love him, hate him, or simply stream him on loop, there's no denying Drake's influence. When he speaks, the industry listens, and this time, he didn't hold back. By calling out streaming manipulation, exposing contract traps, and challenging one of the most powerful music companies in the world, Drake has lit a match. Now, the whole world is watching to see if it sparks a change or burns out, like so many calls for reform before. One thing's for sure, the music industry won't be able to ignore this one, not when one of its biggest stars just said what everyone else was too afraid to. And fans, they're not just listening, they're ready to act.